Depending on who you ask, they'll tell you I'm a legend. From YO to the Veil to the Mongo spot on Creston. Always been 1,000, never ever been a lame. Lay a nigga down for these 3 letters on my chain.
Top of the top, y'all, what's going on? This is your boy J Hood, and you are now tuned into a brand new episode of the Tales from the Hood vlog series, man. You know how your boy do. I need everybody to make sure you go download or stream my brand new project entitled S.E.L.F. And while you at it, make sure you get the Pesci trilogy also, part 1, 2, and 3. Available on all digital streaming platforms. Make sure you run that up for your boy and support the kid, you heard? So today, we're gonna speak about why I decided to stop drawing and painting for a little while. And this is an interesting story, right? Before I totally get into it, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of history on me and a little backstory, so the complete story makes more sense to you when you hear it, right? Okay, so obviously those who've been following my career for a while know that I was born in North Carolina, right? Okay, so I used to live in Greensboro, and while living in Greensboro at a young age, I lived in this project called Ray Warren Homes. Okay, so while I lived in Ray Warren Homes, I attended a very small, school for younger kids. This is like a little before elementary. They had like a program called Project Uplift where they basically groomed academically gifted children. You know what I'm saying? You had to be handpicked. So it was about 7 kids in this program, right? Okay, and it was there that I first began to display my artistic abilities. And a little after displaying my artistic abilities, they had this congressman by the name of Robin Britt. I'll never forget Robin Britt. He was an amazing guy. Like I said, he was the congressman of Greensboro at the time. He had a lot to do with this program, and he kind of like sponsored it. So he used to pop up in the building every now and then. And one of the first times that I met him, he like automatically took a liking to me. Like I said, there was 7 kids there. So when he came there, he seen me and just gravitated towards me. And like we formed a bond, like almost instantly, right? He had a connection with AT&T, the phone company, and they were looking to feature all of the kids from this program in their new commercial that they were in the process of filming. So he arranged it for me to be the main child in the commercial, where they displayed me painting a portrait. Now, I wish I could find that commercial to this day, but I can't. I did a little research and I did a little digging, but I can't because it was done in the 80s, so it's just a bit difficult to find it. But that was like real amazing to me, because after my family ended up moving from that project to another project on the opposite side of town called Claremont Homes, me and Robin Britt, we never lost contact. And he used to still come see us at in the project, excuse me. Like, just picture that, a congressman, a white congressman, going to visit a child from the projects. It was like unheard of. Him and his family used to come. They used to drop gifts off during Christmas time and different holidays. They used to come and, help out the family and things of that nature. So it was a cool thing. He was a great guy. So while living in that project, I started attending a school called General Green, which was another school for the academically gifted that you had to be accepted in. So I went there for a little while, and a couple years later we ended up moving to Charlotte. But art has been around and in my family for quite some time. My uncle is actually one of the top 10 architects in the United States, and also he's a professor at Berkeley in California. So it's like in me, right? So anyway, let me get back to the story. So moving to Charlotte, I started going to a school called Crown Point, and it was there that I was a news broadcaster. I did that for a little while. Yeah, your boy was a news broadcaster. After going to that school, I started attending a school by the name of Northwest, which was a school of the performing arts. My mother worked at this school also as a teacher. So clearly, if it's a school of performing arts, you had to be or had to have some type of artistic ability. So, I displayed my ability at that school, and, I was there for a little while until I started getting into trouble, and it wasn't a good look for my mother. So anyway, a couple years later, we ended up moving to New York, and upon moving to New York, I always kept two pads with me, either a writing pad for my rhymes or a sketch pad. It was one of the two. You'd never see me without the other. So, a little after meeting the Locks and all that, I started, going around the hood and hanging in Whitney Young at the car wash, 354. So at the car wash, they have like this little wall that everyone used to sit on top of and just drink. So I remember clear as day. One day I went over there with my sketch pad, and I was still like fairly young at that time, so I didn't really see an issue with it. I used to be over there drawing motherfuckers just while everyone sitting down drinking, doing whatever they was doing. They was all grown, so I'm still in somewhat of amazement at the fact that I'm the young cat and I'm accepted by these guys, and I could just sit around and be in awe with them. Just, at the fact that these guys are with Puff and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting there drawing them and shit. So one day, and he didn't mean it, in that way, and I'm pretty sure even to this day, he doesn't think anything of it because it wasn't said out of malice or nothing like that. But it just goes to show you that you have to be more mindful of what you say to children at a young age because it stays with them. So, like I was saying, I'm sitting there drawing them one day, and, Sheek sees me drawing them, and he kind of like, singles me out and starts joking on me and shit. Like, Like, look at this nigga drawing us and shit. He start laughing and shit, laughing at me, and I'm like, damn, man. Everybody start laughing at me and shit. I'm like, damn. I played it off and didn't let him, see that it bothered me like that, but it really did, you know what I mean? Because when something like that happens and someone that you look up to or someone that you view in that light, kind of makes you the butt of their jokes, it does something to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like I said, at that age. So that kind of like stayed with me for a while. And he kind of made it seem to me uncool to be drawing. So by him doing that, I stopped drawing for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I didn't think that it was cool because they didn't look at it as being cool. And I always been different. I always took pride in, being intelligent and, things of that nature. But, being around certain people, you got looked down upon for speaking too properly or being talented and things like that. So I kind of suppressed who I really was to try to blend in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but, a lot of people tell me nowadays, yo, it's cool, you started painting, you started drawing, but I actually always drew and always painted. Art was my first love. It took a backseat to music because I stopped it for a while, but I always have been doing it, along with poetry, along with writing, etc. But while being around these dudes, I kind of like, if you're around older guys, like I said, that you admire, you kind of begin to mirror them. So I began doing everything they did. I started speaking like them. I started doing everything like them. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at certain interviews, you can hear it, like, in my voice and the way that I pronounce things, everything about the way that I was speaking and acting was all them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really speak that way. I wasn't like that, but I had to change, or at least I thought that I had to change the way that I was to fit more of the image of what I thought people would accept me. And you know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense to you guys. But, as I got a little bit older, I'm like, you know what? I just need to be me. You feel me? Like, and if people accept it, they accept it. If they don't, they don't. But that's what makes everyone unique, And like I said, I'm pretty sure Sheek doesn't know that had that type of effect on me by him saying that, because I think if he did, he wouldn't have said it like that. And, so I don't blame him or I don't fault him for anything like that. I even used to take vocal classes, right, when I was younger. I took vocal classes for about a year, and my vocal coach, he explained to me, about the different harmonies and ways to carry your voice, and explain things like about vibrato and things like that. So I always knew how to, I knew how to hold notes, etc. I used to always want to do that type of shit and incorporate it in my music while I was with these guys, but they used to shoot me down like, nah, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. So that's like another layer that I was unable to display while being around them, along with the artistic side and the poetic side and, etc. So it's just crazy. So nowadays you guys see like more of the real me, because I'm able to make all of my own decisions totally, and I'm in more of a comfortable space, and I don't care about sharing things with you guys, like, you know what I'm saying? So the things that you're seeing now, this is the real me, right? And you're gonna see more of the real me, okay? So like always, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Again, any artists, upcoming, unsigned, or any brands, you have anything that you want to promote, whether it be a product, a project, or anything, get at us, man. We're still offering the promotional package on this vlog series and on all of my social media accounts. The information to get at me is in the description box below, or you can just easily DM me on Instagram. If you're interested in purchasing any art, because I sell art frequently, you can also DM me on Instagram and we can work something out. If you see something that you are interested in, I'll give you a price on it. Or if you want something done custom, I could do that also. So either way, let's work. Another thing, I have a nonprofit organization that I started in memory of my mother called the BH Foundation, which stands for the Barbara Elaine Hood Foundation, where we assist single mothers, underprivileged families, troubled youth, and cancer patients, and also the homeless. We feed the homeless every weekend. So if at any point any of you guys ever want to donate to the cause, the link is in the description box below as well. As always, salute.